If the movie's good enough, the effects won't matter. You look back at the original King Kong and you can tell that's like a puppet. But the movie's so good you don't care. You really feel for that damn puppet when it falls off the Empire State Building at the end. A practical effect is anything that primarily exists there on the set. The actors can interact with them and they have a real sort of gravity and feeling to them that computer effects can often lack. Kind of the first big movie that had a lot of visual effects in it was the 1924 version of the movie The Thief of Baghdad, which has all of these incredible creations and concoctions and on-screen tricks that make it seem like there's actual magic going on, when obviously there isn't. The height of practical effects for me is probably the late 70s and 80s. The best special effects are probably in the original Jurassic Park. That was the height of practical effects and also kind of the start of computer effects. And for the most part, they still hold up in a way that a lot of other computer-generated effects of the era don't. I think the trend away really was kind of in the late 90s. You look at something like The Matrix. It's definitely sort of this watershed where people were like, oh, we can use computers to make things look really cool, and then Hollywood just overdid it. I don't think computer effects are all bad necessarily, but they certainly have sort of a feeling to them that they don't exist in any physical reality whatsoever, and that creates kind of a disconnection between the movie and the audience. Now, in the Hobbit movies where the story doesn't work as well, I found myself really distracted, especially in the most recent one, by these gigantic moments of battle that have no real feeling of like weight to them, of the characters like behaving as physical beings in a universe. In particular, there's a scene where Legolas runs up a crumbling staircase as it's falling out from beneath him. It takes you out of the movie because it's so ridiculous. The primary argument for practical effects is a storytelling one. It forces you to zero in on what you really want to do. I think that practical effects necessarily limit you by what is physically capable for actors in a certain situation.